Hello and welcome to another episode of Cyberspeak with Infosec, the weekly podcast where industry thought leaders share their knowledge and experiences in order to help us all stay one step ahead of the bad guys. As part of Infosec's effort to close the skills gap and empower people through security education, I'm happy to announce that we are launching our annual scholarship program this month. Please visit infosecinstitute.com/scholarship for the full details. In line with that goal, over the next 4 weeks, we will be speaking with diverse and interesting women in the cybersecurity industry, including today's guest. Gloria Milton is a help desk manager at Phoenix-based technology consulting business itSynergy. In addition to helping with recruitment and training of employees, Milton also oversees network and technical support for clients to ensure proper maintenance of workstations, printers, and peripherals. She also assists clients with troubleshooting and all other tech-related issues. After discovering a passion for this field more than 2 decades ago, she keeps up with trends in the tech industry by regularly taking technology classes and reading the latest technology news. Gloria, thank you very much for being with us today.
Thank you for having me.
So to start at the very beginning, you mentioned it a little bit there, but how did you get started in computers and security, and where did the passion first start for it?
So how far back would you like me to go?
You can put it at the beginning if you want.
Sure. So in high school, long time ago,
Yep.
Before your time, before even computers were available to us as students, we had a class where they offered word processing. And I happened to stroll through the class, and at the time, the Wang word processors looked like computers.
Yep.
And so I thought, I want to get on that. And so I took the class. And that led me to a career as a legal word processor, then legal secretary, working for various law firms here in the Valley. I ended up at one law firm where that position then kind of just the IT tech position just landed in my lap at that point. We had an IT guy that was very unresponsive to the end user's requests.
Mm-hmm.
And since I had that knack and I loved it, I would, come running, whereas he would take days to respond. And pretty soon they were calling me more than they were calling him. My managers took notice of that, and they ended up firing that IT guy, offering me to send me to Microsoft training. And I accepted, and here I am, and I've never looked back.
So you sort of had a natural feel for the sort of problem-solving element of IT, it sounds like.
Right. I knew I either wanted to problem solve, I loved researching.
Yep.
And so one of those two. And IT just was a perfect fit for me.
So tell me about your role with itSynergy. How long have you been at the company out of your time working, and what does your role as help desk manager entail?
So I actually just celebrated my 4-year anniversary with itSynergy just in January. Thank you. And so I manage a help desk team. We troubleshoot all issues for our business customers, make sure we meet all our service level agreements. I review performance of our technicians, make sure that, I'm also serve as an escalation point as well. And I follow up on priority one, high priority tickets being system outages, tickets that come from our VIPs. I also perform quarterly reviews of our technicians and just support them in any way that I can.
So did you work sort of on the help desk team before you became its manager?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did you make that? How did you make that jump?
This is my first job as the help desk manager. It's my first position. I started as level 1. Moved up to level 2, was a systems admin at another MSP, then came here as a level 3, and the position became available. And since we like to hire from within, I was the next best choice.
So what are some of the job duties and tasks you perform every day, and what are your favorite aspects of the job?
So for instance, like a typical day, I can come in and triage, email, Teams messages, voicemails. We have a daily huddle where we, review everyone's schedules, set goals for the day, just try to all get on the same page. I make sure that, tickets get worked according to our service level agreements. I, put out fires.
Yeah.
What else?
Sure.
And I get a lot of satisfaction of just solving issues, just that sense of accomplishment. And I get a lot of satisfaction of seeing the same in my team. Also, I love that not every day is the same. Every day is different. Yeah. That's got to be my favorite.
So our listeners and viewers come from a lot of different, very, varied technical backgrounds, or they might be looking to jump into tech, or they're not really sure where to start. So if someone was looking to get into a help desk role, what set of skills or experiences or professional recognition do you think they should be working towards if they want to move towards, especially help desk manager, but even just starting at the level one?
Well, nowadays the customer experience is so important.
Okay.
This is important as a service that we provide. And I would encourage, obviously, to work on your technical skills, but along doing so, don't leave out your soft skills. It is so important to be able to communicate with a client, develop that unique relationship with them, and also, be able to talk technical terms to a non-technical person.
So as I mentioned at the top of the show, we are talking to women in cybersecurity and some of the unique opportunities and difficulties and so forth that they've had to go through in what is sometimes a very monolithically male-dominated industry. So as someone with 22 years of experience in the field, what were some of the challenges you faced as a woman of color trying to enter the field of security IT?
So it was a little intimidating at first, especially when I first started, walking into a room and seeing a sea of men.
Yeah, sure.
But that taught me to be confident in my knowledge and just really, just rely on that and not so much that I was a woman and not so much that I was Hispanic, but just rely on my knowledge and be confident with that. And but I was very fortunate, and I know that not everyone is, but my very first IT job was someone that became a great mentor for me. And when the one time that I did encounter, someone that wasn't comfortable with me working on their systems because I was a woman, he quickly terminated that relationship. And that support, I think, is what kept me in the field. I think that had that not occurred, I may have encountered more and more of that, and I may have just chosen to leave the field and start a new career. So it's really, I credit my longevity to that.
Yeah. So to that end, what do you think that we can do in the tech and security fields to make tech careers more accessible and appealing to women and people of color? And conversely, what do you think we can do to make the tech industry understand that a more diverse workforce ultimately makes the entire industry stronger?
So in my experience, for instance, when I first was interviewing for positions, and I interviewed with itSynergy, one of the things that attracted me to them is they already had an African-American woman working for them. And just seeing that, I just knew that I would fit right in. And so I would also, just, adding more diversity to your team, even if they have to start at the bottom, give them a chance to get there, because that's going to attract more minorities, like just as it attracted me to itSynergy.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing that we're hearing in these stories is that it's not just the skill set or the opportunity; it's the sort of culture around the organization and sort of a certain comfort level.
Correct.
Yeah. So what tips would you give to women of color entering the world of security now? What are some of the common pitfalls that you learned to sidestep that you would recommend other people to avoid?
find a good mentor.
Okay.
This really, that was just key for me.
Mm-hmm.
Find a good mentor, find someone that's doing what you want to be doing.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't have to necessarily be a woman. If they support you in the field, that's what it took for me.
So for companies trying to recruit more women and minority professionals, what do you think there's anything they can do to sort of better find these candidates and hire them, but also make themselves desirable to these professionals that they're trying to recruit? One of the things that we've been hearing a lot is that the job description and so forth can be overly stringent. You need to have 10 years experience and a master's degree and all this. And statistically, scientifically, it's been proven that a lot of women will not apply for a job if they think that they don't at least have 90% of the skills asked for, whereas men tend to try and see what happens or whatever. So
Right.
Is there something that you think we can do at the sort of like recruitment and hiring level?
Well, definitely in the job description, we can definitely ease down on the requirements. As you say, as in my case, I didn't have a degree. I started from the bottom and worked my way up because someone gave me a chance. Someone recognized it in me. And just maybe open up more entry-level positions that a minority or woman that's not so confident in her skills yet can get into and, move up as well.
As the manager, have you had the opportunity to sort of job hunt in that way?
Unfortunately, well, yes, we definitely, we have a level one
hiring,
hire. Unfortunately, we're not getting the applications that we want.
Okay.
Would love to see more.
Mm-hmm.
I'm currently now the only woman tech here, and of course I would love to see more, but we don't get the applications that that we would like to see come through here.
So if our listeners are interested in learning more about itSynergy as an organization, like where can they find you online?
We're at itSynergy.com.
Okay.
itSynergy.
And as we move into 2019, what are some of the major challenges that you are expecting to address in your position with the company?
So in my position with the company, I would like to get into a mentoring program where I can mentor girls that are younger, because it comes down to socialization. They need to see themselves as engineers, and if they can see themselves in me or someone like me, I think that would benefit them and make them, or interest them more in staying in STEM fields.
Absolutely. Gloria, thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Great. And thank you very much, everyone, for listening and watching. If you enjoyed today's video, you can find many more of them on our YouTube page. Just go to YouTube and type in CyberSpeak with Infosec to check out our collection of tutorials, interviews, and past webinars. If you'd rather have us in your ears during your workday, all of our videos, including this one, are also available as audio podcasts. Just search CyberSpeak with Infosec in your favorite podcast app. To see the current promotional offers available for podcast listeners, and to learn more about our Infosec Pro live bootcamps, Infosec Skills on-demand training library, and Infosec IQ security awareness and training platform, please go to infosecinstitute.com/podcast or click the link in the description below. Thank you once again to Gloria Milton, and thank you all again for watching and listening. We'll speak to you next week.